What's up guys, today we're going to go over the fact that you can double stack 1-2 punch now, which is kind of crazy, and we're going to be breaking down exactly what that does and what it does for different combos in the game, and pretty much how is the best way to utilize this new feature. So normally on Greg, our melees hit 4903 with 1-2 punch and now hits 14709, which is going to be that good old 3x damage. But now with two 1-2 punch shotguns, as you see, if you shoot one, swap to the other, it goes to 1-2 punch times 2 on the left side of your screen. And when you melee, when they both are overlapping, you hit 44,127 on Greg, which is now going to be 9x damage, which makes perfect sense. 3 times 3 equals 9. So I saw a few questions asking if it was even worth to do this compared to just shooting once and meleeing twice for every 1-2 punch proc. So now looking at the different rate of fires and testing the DPS of those different options, first just shooting once and double meleeing the old fashioned way, that takes 3.9 seconds, and the DPS of that combo is going to be just under 25,000, which is pretty bad honestly. And if we do it the new way where you stack 1-2 punch and melee once for the 9x damage, that combo takes 3.2 seconds at 48.6 thousand DPS, so pretty much double that of doing the old fashioned way. So no matter what you're doing, no matter what build you're using, stacking two 1-2 punch shotguns will always be better than using one at a time, because of the fact that instead of doing two 3x melees, which would be a total of 6x damage, now you're doing one at 9x, so obviously it's 3x higher. The best build you can do this with right now is going to be Winter's Guile, because of the fact that it has the exact same glitch that Worm God Crest has, and Bungie didn't disable this for whatever reason. So you can get up to ×5 and do a double swap and store the perk and go up to the boss whenever you want and still have that full 7.5x melee damage. Then on top of that, stacking 1-2 punch, you're going to be doing a lot of damage, and you can solo Riven doing this method. Another thing you can do while using double 1-2 punch is use my why use a primary build, which revolves around this perk right here, along with a lot of other charged with like mods. And I'm just going to link that video in the description instead of breaking it down again because it's a very long, detailed build. But pretty much what it allows you to do is have infinite ammo and shotguns, then also have a 20% buff at all times. Now moving on to Hunter, you can stack 1-2 punch just like we were on Warlock and get that 9x melee damage per melee. But since Hunter melee is so much quicker than that of Warlock, what you can actually do is shoot the melee, then during the melee animation swap to your next shotgun and shoot and melee again. And as you see, you barely get the second melee in under that 9x damage. And what is so crazy about this combo is after the first melee, every melee should be 9x as long as you keep swapping back and forth and animation canceling during the melee. So looking at the rate of fire of this combo, shooting 4 times in 4 melees, the last 3 melees will all be under 9x damage. You're going to be doing just under 68,000 DPS, which is much higher than anything we showed off on Warlock. And the reason this is so much higher is because you're cutting out a full shotgun shot per melee. So instead of having to shoot both shotguns, then melee get 9x, every single shotgun shot will follow up with a 9x melee as long as you're swapping back and forth as quick as possible. Then you pair this with a good old 1-2 punch build with top tree Arc Strider and also Liar's Handshake, get combination blow times 3, then also every other melee will proc Liar's Handshake, which is another 3x melee damage. And with all that working together, this build is very strong, probably going to be the strongest build once the Winter's Guile is fixed, just like Worm God Crest was. And you can actually do pretty much the exact same thing on Titan also, as you see right here. The melee on Titan is quick enough to pull off this infinite combo also, where you swap the melee, swap melee, swap melee. So you're going to be doing exactly that 68,000 DPS number on Titan also. You can also do this double 1-2 punch with a throwing hammer. You just got to be outside of melee range, proc both 1-2 punches, throw your hammer just like you expect, which means you can also use Roaring Flames times 3, then also Synthoceps, then potentially also Worm God Crest once they get re-enabled. But as of right now, with just Synthoceps and Roaring Flames times 3, it's still going to be a very good build that results in a lot of damage if you can pull it off correctly. Anyways, first thing I want to say is definitely go check out Esoteric, because he was the first one to do this and also use it to solo Riven on Warlock. And I'm kind of upset at myself for not figuring this out first, because myself and also my OG like partner in crime, Flesh Crunch, we used to always talk about doing this back in the day before there was a kinetic shotgun with 1-2 punch. Then once we actually got a kinetic shotgun with 1-2 punch and Shadowkeep, we just never tried it. But with all that said, honestly, go check out Esoteric for doing this first. He's been in the Destiny Challenge space pretty much the same amount of time as all of his Redeem members, so definitely go check him out. He does stuff like this all the time. Anyways, the rest of the video will just be soloing Riven on pretty much every character. Then I also did my best damage possible on Hunter with this new combo. It's definitely possible to do a 2-floor solo Riven with this Hunter build. It might be possible to do 1 floor. I don't think it's quite there. But at the same time, it's hard to tell because when you're using 1-2 punch, especially when I was doing it last night, the health bar was like glitching out and not updating, and randomly it would chunk down and stuff like that, so it's hard to tell exactly how close I was actually getting, but you can definitely get under half pretty easily on Hunter. Then on Warlock, it's very easy to do right now with the Winter's Guile glitch. Then on Titan, I believe I'm going to try, after I upload this video, to try it without the Worm God Crest glitch, because they're disabled right now. I think it's still going to be possible with just Synthoceps and Roaring Flames times 3, then also double 1-2 punch. I believe it should be possible, just running over the numbers in my head. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about all this. If you're ever doing any 1-2 punch build, it's pretty much always going to be worth it to use this double 1-2 punch. And I'm not quite sure if it's a glitch or something that they're going to fix, because honestly it's almost borderline a feature, because of the fact you're using 2 special weapons and the perks are just overlapping. It's not really like a glitch necessarily, so I'm interested to see what they do about this. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.